Have you ever wondered if your good luck might be someone else's misfortune? If every close call you survived meant someone you loved had to pay the price? I inherited the blessing stone from my grandmother 3 months ago. She called it her lucky charm, a smooth obsidian pendant she wore every day for 60 years. The old woman lived through car accidents, house fires, and even a heart attack at 85. She always said the stone protected her. I should have listened more carefully to her stories. The pendant felt warm against my chest from the moment I put it on. Not uncomfortably warm, just alive somehow, like it had its own heartbeat. My grandmother's lawyer said she specifically requested I wear it immediately. Her exact words were, "The stone chooses its keeper, and it's chosen Emma." Within days, my life transformed. I landed a promotion I'd been chasing for 2 years. My chronic migraines disappeared overnight. Even my morning commute seemed easier, every traffic light turning green just as I approached. Then my sister called. Jessica had been in a car accident. "Nothing serious," she assured me through tears, "just a fender bender that left her shaken." The other driver ran a red light and slammed into her passenger side. If she'd been sitting there instead of driving, the paramedics said she might not have survived. I felt terrible for her, but life continued its upward trajectory. My landlord reduced my rent. I found $20 on the sidewalk. My ex-boyfriend, who'd been harassing me for months, suddenly stopped calling. That same week, my mother fell down the stairs and broke her wrist. Coincidence, I told myself. Bad things happen to good people all the time. But deep in my chest, the stone pulsed with that strange warmth, almost like satisfaction. I started paying closer attention to the patterns. Every stroke of good fortune in my life seemed to correspond with misfortune befalling someone close to me. When I got a bonus at work, my best friend Sarah lost her job. When my chronic back pain vanished completely, my father was diagnosed with arthritis. The stone was beautiful, though. Perfectly smooth obsidian that seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it. Sometimes I caught myself staring at it in mirrors, mesmerized by the way it seemed to pulse with its own darkness. I researched blessing stones online, diving deep into forums and academic papers. Most sources described them as protective talismans, used by various cultures throughout history. But buried in an obscure folklore blog, I found something that made my blood freeze. "The true blessing stone does not eliminate misfortune," the post read. "It redistributes it. The wearer's protection comes at a cost paid by those in their emotional orbit. The stronger the love, the greater the price." I slammed my laptop shut, but the words echoed in my mind. The stronger the love, the greater the price. That night, I tried to remove the pendant. The chain wouldn't budge, not because it was stuck, but because my hands refused to cooperate. Every time I reached for the clasp, my fingers would tremble and pull away, as if controlled by something else. The stone had bonded with me. Over the following weeks, my family's misfortunes escalated. My sister's second accident left her with a concussion. My mother developed pneumonia that kept her hospitalized for days. My father's arthritis became so severe he could barely walk. Meanwhile, I thrived. I got promoted again. My health was perfect. I even won a small lottery prize. Each blessing felt like a curse, knowing what it cost the people I loved most. I confronted my grandmother's ghost in dreams. She appeared younger, healthier, wearing the same stone around her neck. "You knew," I accused her. "You knew what this thing does." "Of course I knew," she replied, her voice echoing strangely. "Why do you think I lived so long? Why do you think your grandfather died young? Your uncle? Your aunt? The stone kept me safe by feeding their misfortune to others. Why did you give it to me?" "Because I was tired of carrying the burden alone. Now it's your turn to choose, Emma. Keep the stone and watch your loved ones suffer, or find someone else to pass it to." I woke up screaming. The next morning brought the worst news yet. Jessica had been diagnosed with a rare autoimmune disorder. My mother's pneumonia had returned, more aggressive than before. My father needed surgery on his spine. I was killing them slowly, one blessing at a time. Desperate, I tried everything to remove the pendant. Bolt cutters couldn't break the chain. The clasp seemed fused shut. Even when I managed to lift it over my head, it would somehow be back around my neck within hours. The stone wanted to stay with me. I considered telling my family the truth, but who would believe such an insane story? That their suffering was caused by my protection? That every good thing in my life came at their expense? Instead, I started distancing myself from everyone I cared about. I stopped visiting family, ignored friends' calls, and isolated myself completely. If the stone fed on the love between me and others, maybe separation would weaken its power. But the stone adapted. Without close relationships to drain, it began affecting strangers. The barista who made my coffee every morning slipped and burned herself. My neighbor's car broke down repeatedly. Even my postal worker developed a persistent cough. The stone's hunger was endless, and it would find victims wherever I went. Now I understand my grandmother's 60-year isolation. She'd pushed away everyone she loved to protect them. But the stone found other sources. It always finds other sources. I've been researching ways to destroy it, but every method I've found requires a sacrifice. Not of objects or money, but of life itself. The stone can only be broken by the willing death of its keeper. My grandmother was too selfish to make that choice. She lived her full life and passed the curse to me instead. But I've been watching my family suffer for months now. Jessica's condition is worsening. My mother's health continues to decline. My father may never walk normally again. All because I wear this beautiful, terrible stone. So I've made my decision. Tomorrow I'm going to visit each member of my family one last time. I'll tell them I love them without explaining why it sounds like goodbye. Then I'll drive to the bridge where my grandmother scattered my grandfather's ashes. The same bridge where her brother died in 1962, her sister in 1978, and her best friend in 1993. The stone has been feeding for generations, growing stronger with each keeper's cowardice. But its hunger ends with me. Unless, of course, it finds another way to survive. Unless it's already chosen its next victim. Have you felt unusually lucky lately? Have your loved ones been suffering more than usual? Check your reflection carefully tonight. You might be wearing something you don't remember putting on.